Your executive board mandated rapid AI adoption, but that momentum is lost as it wedges into the unyielding constraints of your existing corporate infrastructure. The demand is specific: deliver a 40% efficiency gain by the end of the fiscal year, relying entirely on an immediate AI integration. Two primary external barriers block this path: an 18-month procurement cycle and rigid vendor approval requirements from your InfoSec department. Internally, you face a different crisis. Frontline engineers are quietly stalling the rollout, viewing automated agents as a direct threat to their career longevity. If you treat this rollout as a standard technology upgrade, the friction between these corporate layers will likely break the implementation before it starts. Success requires treating AI integration as an organizational load balancing problem. By the way, if you're new here, help me grow by subscribing to this channel for free value added information. Failure to bridge the gap between unrealistic mandates and team resistance risks both the project and your standing within the company. This creates the frozen middle, a position where you are squeezed between abstract executive goals and the practical reality of engineering resistance. Standard software pipelines fail here because they are forced through a linear series of compliance gates, including legal, HR, and InfoSec, that were never designed for the speed of AI deployment. Successfully adopting AI requires a total shift in how your team interacts with their tools, focusing on behavioral changes rather than just technical installation. Even a mathematically superior large language model will fail upon deployment if the frontline team finds the output incompatible with their existing quality standards. A complex system can come to a complete halt because of a single misaligned assumption in how the technology and the staff work together. To move forward, you must design a deployment process that accounts for these human constraints, rather than treating the rollout as a simple technical configuration. The first major hurdle is the psychological bottleneck. The reason engineering teams quietly underutilize the very tools meant to help them. How are you currently handling this situation at your workplace? Leave a comment below. This resistance is often a result of high latency trust. Engineers are hesitant to rely on system outputs they haven't seen proven in a real world environment. When an LLM output fails a departmental standard, it creates a trust error at this operational node. Resolve this by building a psychological safety net. Keeping a human in the loop to correct failed outputs rewards staff for safely automating routine tasks. This creates a fault tolerant system. The AI handles the primary processing while the human expert acts as the essential failover when the system hits a boundary. When engineers move from manual creation to auditing automated work, they become significantly more likely to adopt the tool into their daily routine. Including human oversight as a mandatory part of the system architecture turns a brittle automation experiment into a resilient, trusted workflow. Implementation timelines usually fall apart when teams try to push AI agents through standard enterprise vendor procurement. The Shadow Pilot protocol offers a tactical workaround to bypass that 18-month bureaucratic review. Instead of a full-scale launch, you deploy micropilots. These run inside pre-approved enterprise sandboxes, meaning they don't require new, time-consuming security clearances. These sandboxes are strictly isolated. They provide a safe testing ground but cannot connect to your broader corporate data lake. By focusing on a single metric win, like automating log parsing, you solve a high-visibility pain point without massive data integration risks. A department-wide automation attempt triggers immediate audits. A narrow single metric focus allows you to prove the concept without attracting premature scrutiny. It is essential to document these early wins with verifiable system data rather than relying on abstract claims about improved efficiency. Proving localized ROI within a sandbox environment is the most effective way to build the political capital you need to scale the project later. You will eventually need to address the 2026 compliance landscape, specifically the requirements set by legal and HR. You satisfy these departments by strictly isolating your training data from the start, proving compliance through technical architecture rather than policy debates. Even the most technically sound integration will be defunded if its impact cannot be clearly quantified for executive leadership. An internal ROI dashboard translates technical performance into the specific metrics the C suite cares about, such as reclaimed engineering hours. When you convert technical gains into measurable budget savings, you are speaking the primary language of the board. A key political move is positioning your department as a beta testing ground for high priority corporate initiatives. This status turns the IT department into a collaborator, creating a feedback loop where they help you refine the tools rather than blocking them. This high level cooperation provides the top down cover necessary to shield your team from lower level bureaucratic delays. By linking technical deployment to definitive financial results, you transition from being seen as a potential bottleneck to a leader of a high value corporate asset. You have now bypassed procurement barriers, secured a single metric win, and demonstrated the results through an ROI dashboard. The next challenge is systemic value. Those isolated micropilots eventually need to move beyond the sandbox. You begin interconnecting these isolated nodes, expanding their boundaries until they form a unified network across the entire department. This creates an AI operating system, a framework where multiple agents and human auditors work together as a single cohesive unit. Successfully scaling this architecture proves the model is sustainable, turning a series of workarounds into permanent departmental infrastructure. This transition requires you to pivot your career from a traditional task supervisor to an AI orchestrator. The ability to coordinate these blended workflows of humans and LLMs is expected to be a high demand skill for managers over the next 24 months. Now, you act as a central authority, dynamically routing complex data streams between human experts and automated systems. By managing this orchestration layer, you ensure your role remains essential in a department where simple, repetitive tasks are fully automated. The path forward for middle management involves moving away from the supervision of static tasks and toward the management of these integrated intelligence workflows. If you like this video, then give it a like and consider subscribing. Watch my next video here.